Yeah, we made it. It is Patrick and the people, and new people in today. Let's adjust this a little bit here. And yeah, there we go. We got Sorsby and Tactical in the house today.
What's up, guys?
So it should be a fun show. Now, that means that you guys who are in chat have to do extra work today because they're not there. So make sure and do that. There's Rich, One Fall Rockwell. He's on the chat there to fill in. What's up, Tasha Mac? T-Mac, how you doing?
Good morning, comment family.
Yeah, so thanks for getting up early. Number one, both of you guys to come in here. I know it's awfully early.
3:45 from the Tactical Turkey headquarters.
Well, now, you didn't have to get up at that time. You just chose to, right?
I woke up and decided to go ahead and get the drive over with.
Yeah, I understand. Sometimes I'll wake up like that and just say, screw it, I'll go ahead and do it.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Just leave right away. What about yourself, man?
Oh, heck, I slept in like an extra 5 minutes.
Did you?
Yeah.
You got luxury sleep today.
Yeah, I didn't have to go to work right away, so.
That's all right. That's all right. What's up, Brad? How you doing, man? How you doing? Well, it should be a pretty fun day today. A lot of good things to talk about. And I guinea pigged these two guys last night. They probably didn't know exactly why, but I sent them a couple versions of a track I was trying to put together and I was playing with. And then after they sent it back, I'm sure both of you guys were like, oh, that's probably the final track. But it wasn't. It was I was trying to figure out which direction to go. And so I got a real banger to drop today that I'm pretty excited about. It actually turned out way better than even I expected. And I think way better than what I sent you guys. So I'm pretty excited about it. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. Don't forget that August 31st is now the date of the Mario Kart tournament. That will be at the Autosave Arcade in Bryan. It starts at 1. You can go register at patrickandthepeople.com. It's only $10 to enter, and you just bring that when you come. And all that money will be distributed immediately, both to Autosave Arcade and then to the players and in the form of prize. So whatever may be left over, that is, assuming there is some. So otherwise, what's going on with you, man? What's new, Turkey?
Not a thing, really. I wish I had something good to tell today or a good story or something, but I've really got nothing.
You'll get to it.
I'll figure out something.
You'll warm up to the story
early.
here in a little bit.
Still early.
Trivia something.
Yeah. What about yourself, man?
Man, just same old, working through the world.
Yeah, no, I understand completely. How's the motorcycle thing going?
Motorcycle's been fun, man, still.
I mean, it's prime motorcycle time, right?
Well, I mean, for some folks, you want anything above like 94 or 5, I'm staying
You're
at the
out.
house. Yeah, I'm
You're
good,
out.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I don't want to sit on top of a heat machine in the heat.
No, I hear you. Most people say, what do you get? How many months a year for a motorcycle to ride?
In Arkansas, really, you get like 300 days.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That many?
Yeah.
So what, do you just kind of exclude January, February, or late December through February maybe?
Not really, because you can layer up.
Yeah.
They make electric heated gear to either battery powered or plug into your bike.
So what months are not good for riding?
February is usually not so great,
Yeah.
at the end of January. But if you catch a dry day, that's really all you need is a dry day above, 35, 40 degrees.
There's always warm days, too. I've rode at Christmas before because it was
Oh, yeah.
67 degrees.
Yeah.
Do you wear a helmet?
Yes.
You do wear a helmet.
Yeah.
Okay. So some people do, some people don't.
I didn't for a long time, and then I had a little brain bucket, and then I got into motovlogging, YouTube and stuff, and I was like, man, I've got to start wearing a full face,
Yeah.
and running a camera and mics and all that stuff in there kind
Sure.
of pushed me into it. Now I'm
Okay.
used to it. So, yeah, I pretty much do. And then I started looking at accidents and where they were on the helmet, and a lot of, like 70% of all motorcycle accidents involve facial injuries.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, I would think so.
I'm ugly enough as it is. Let's just go ahead and cover this up.
So, does your helmet, you have like audio in there so you can hear music, etc.?
Audio, everything but video, basically.
Yeah.
My
It's
wife
probably
and I are
good
both.
you don't have video.
Well, I mean, that's on the handlebars.
Oh, okay.
So I can look away from it. But, now we've got Cardo setups on the side of the helmet, and there's a couple of different brands, but that way we can intercom back and forth, me and my wife, or other people are in the group that also have Cardos. We can chit-chat while we're riding, and, man, it makes the miles disappear.
Now, speaking of things that help you hear better and whatnot, man, Andy, when we came to the range that day, you hooked us up, or, each of us got to wear it for a little bit, but a particular headphone that you can get actually, I think, at Academy for like $35-40.
Yeah, you can get them at Atwood's Academy, any of your.
But what are those? What are those called?
It's just electronic earmuffs or ear protection. So
All I know is that when you put them on, all of a sudden you have bionic hearing.
everything around you is amplified, but at a certain decibel level,
It
cut.
kills it.
So
Yeah.
you can clap your hands, you can't hear it. If you shoot a gun, you can't hear it. But everything else around you is amplified.
Yeah.
So, and I'll wear them hunting. You know, you
I
can
can see
hear
that.
something crunching around 100 yards from you. You know.
No, I was saying if I had those, it'd be dangerous around the house
Yep.
because you can hear anything in the other room that you want to hear, and sometimes you probably don't want to hear that shit. You know.
And a lot of times, y'all were wearing the over the ear, kind of like these.
Yeah.
I have got some that are earbud form that just look like a normal pair of earbuds. You could wear in Walmart, and you could hear somebody 4 aisles over, and nobody
Which
would
is
be the
crazy,
wiser.
man. That's
Yeah.
crazy to me. That it's so good.
The first time I got my walkers, is that what y'all are running? Just
No, they're not walkers. These are mine are axle,
okay.
the in ear style axles, and then I've got a couple of the over ear versions.
I didn't realize how sensitive they were when I first bought them. I put them on at the house and I turned them up a little bit and I'm listening and I'm there by myself in the house and I turned it up a little more and I was like, man, what is that noise? I turned it all the way up and I heard this. I said, man, do I have a rat in the wall or something? And I looked down the hallway and it's my cat down there cleaning himself.
Oh wow! Hey, you were hearing it all the way.
And I was,
down there.
down the hall. I was like, okay,
That's wild.
that's too much. For
Yeah,
me to
no,
take.
we
I'm
had to
done
turn
with
that
these
down.
for the
Yeah,
day.
no, turn that down a little bit. What's up, guys? What's up, Darren? Seeing lots of folks in chat right now. Really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for being on for the ride. Well, let's get into some news you can use, guys. As always, please feel free to comment, pause me, talk more about it, or whatever you want to chime in. According to this, families across the country are increasingly turning to dollar stores to buy food. Yeah, you've done that?
Oh yeah,
Like the Dollar Tree or like Family Dollar or what do you
general, brother.
The DG,
The
yeah,
DG.
no, the DG, not Dolce
DG
and
or
Gabbana.
bust.
Yeah, no, that's not Dolce and Gabbana. A new study published said that they found out calories obtained from dollar store items have nearly doubled from 3.5% to 6.5% of household purchases. Dollar stores now the fastest growing food retailers in the U.S., which comes as people, choose the budget friendly store for price advantage. Some people suggest the diet quality of households was similar, whether they shopped at dollar stores or not. Yeah, you can even get, I guess, fruit and stuff and refrigerated stuff at Dollar General now. I mean, you can pretty much
Some
get
of them,
everything.
yeah.
We have a humongous DG about 2 miles from my house where
Like
y'all
a
came out
super
that day.
DG?
It used to be one of the Walmart neighborhood markets.
Yeah.
And they closed several of those down and sold them out. DG bought one. So my DG has gas pumps, has diesel. You can go and get pork chops. They've got a full, it's like a mini Walmart. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
They had one of those Walmart grocery stores, neighborhood grocery, whatever they're called, in the Sherwood area, and I would drive past it to go to the super center all the time and look at it and go, I don't really understand. Maybe they have more groceries in there, and I get that, but I was like, I'm going to Walmart. I mean, why do I need a second grocery store for that? They have all the groceries I need.
Yeah, I frequent ours daily. They know me by name. I drive the side by side down there and get gas. You
Yeah.
can go in there. You can buy a new pillow to sleep on at night. You can buy some steaks. You can get some diesel. They've got it all. I don't need to go anywhere else.
Well, that's pretty good. It's pretty good DG right there.
Absolutely.
All right. Fall is approaching. That means the leaves are going to change. Best time to, get good views of nature. So they put together a list of some of the best scenic drives in the country. Let me just tell you, you don't need any of them. You got everything you need right here. So just drive around Arkansas. You'll see it much better than anything on the Blue Ridge Parkway. That's in the Carolinas and Virginia. It is beautiful. Beartooth Highway in Montana and Wyoming. That's pretty nice, really. Overseas Highway in Florida, PCH in California, some of the top ones. But it's hard to beat if you want leaves changing. Going up maybe Scenic 7 is a great ride to take.
I can do you one better than that. I've told all of y'all, if y'all come up and jump in the side by side, I'll take you up the side of Magazine and see
Oh, yeah.
stuff that you can't get to with a vehicle or a motorcycle. Same thing up north of my house. I can leave from my house and go completely up in the Boston Mountains around the Mulberry River. You know, there's some awesome stuff up there that you just can't normally access.
Yeah.
We'll take the side by side, go straight
That's
to
cool. Yeah, no, that sounds awesome, actually. Hey, for the first time in more than 2 decades, a girl group hit the #1 song in the country. It's a song called Golden. Probably none of you know what it is. It's by a group called Hunter X, and it's the top song on the Billboard Hot 100. It's from some kind of movie, K-pop Demon Hunters. But the funny thing about it is, it's not a real artist. It's an AI type artist. It's a fictional K-pop girl group. Yeah. So once again, you know, the AI is ruling things around here. A federal judge rejected a request from the DOJ to unseal grand jury materials from Ghislaine Maxwell's sex trafficking case. The judge
saw that.
Yeah, you saw that? The judge determined that unsealing the materials is not a matter of historical or public interest. Said much of the material being requested has already been made public. They suggested the administration's real motive for unsealing them was to fool the public with an illusion of transparency. The Justice Department has also sought to release grand jury materials from the cases involving Jeffrey Epstein, but it asked judges overseeing the request to refrain from issuing a ruling until August 14th. Do you have a take on what's recently going on with the Epstein thing?
So they're asking for the files to give transparency, but this judge is saying that they're faking the transparency?
Well, that they want it to appear like they're being transparent. I'm not exactly sure what that means. It's pretty cryptic.
Yeah.
You know, to be honest.
There's too many odd things going on right now. It's like, what are they trying to hide? Because you keep coming up, and there's the rock that's supposed to be a UFO that's on its way here.
Oh, well, you're
and
right.
They keep coming up with all this other crap. They're trying to distract us from something.
Well, Avi Loeb, I believe is the Loeb, however he says it, is the scientist that is talking about that. Now, he's known widely for predicting those kind of things. So I don't know. Is it a spaceship? Might be. Maybe.
Y'all come out to the range. We'll be prepared just in case. If they want to turn hostile, we'll meet them head on.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Is this a new rock, or is this the one that flew by us and is coming back around?
I think it's a new one.
Oh,
No, this is a new one. This isn't the Uma Guma or whatever it was called. I don't remember what it was called. But all right, let's see. Cafe squatters are apparently a big problem in South Korea's Starbucks location. Such an issue, the coffee chain now banning customers from setting up desktop computers, printers, and multi-outlet power strips. So they're just rolling in there with all their office supplies and setting up. It's apparently been going on for a long period of time. There've been a lot of complaints about it. So now they're saying, no, don't bring your peripheral and all that crap in here. And you can bring your laptop, nothing else.
Internet cafes are getting expensive, man.
Man, I bet they are.
Regular cafe is way cheaper.
Yeah, I'm sure going to Starbucks is, unless you buy the coffee.
Free Wi-Fi.
Well, if you buy the coffee, Starbucks isn't bad. It's anything else, you know. Brandon said, now the Fred's in Haskell is a storage center. Yeah, Fred's went away. They gave the store away literally.
Then he says humans are dumb.
Yeah, they probably are in large part. You know, I think we meet people that prove that every day.
I think it depends on the human.
Yeah, well, that's clearly. Yeah, I don't think just humans are dumb, but I think
I've
there are
met
many
people
dumb
that have less education than my German Shepherd.
Yeah, and still seem to do all right.
Ish.
Let's see. Nah.
Yeah, little doggy says space rock. I see you,
Space
brother.
rock. Yeah, that's what it is, buddy. It's a space rock.
They better hope it's a space rock.
Yeah,
I'll
guess
call
so.
Will Smith. All we got to do is get the aliens to talk about his wife, and it's over.
Yeah, just he'll slap them.
Yep.
That'll take care of that. Yeah, because we can't rely on Bruce Willis anymore.
Nope.
He's a little preoccupied. Trump announced yesterday morning he's deployed the Guard to D.C., taking federal control of the city's police force to fight what he calls a crime crisis. About 800 Guard members sent to the streets of Washington in the coming week. The Attorney General will now control the D.C. Police Department. Official crime data shows that violent crime has been dropping for the past year and a half. Yeah, depending on how you skew the data.
Yep.
I literally just watched an ABC reporter say that she was nearly assaulted outside, and that it's a problem everybody's dealing with. Trump did say these weren't real numbers, and said they're looking into them. You know how that goes. The mayor pushed back and said the city's not experiencing a crime spike. I would say just turn on the TV and you can see the city's probably experiencing a crime spike.
Right.
Even if it's not a spike, there's significant crime, so why not deal with it?
No, I mean,
Who cares if it's up or down? They're just going to skew the numbers, and it's one more thing that you can't trust what people are telling you.
yeah, no, you know, it is amazing because while there are many things that he may do that you don't like or disagree with, it is weird because people will bend over backwards even on something they agree with to find a way not to.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. He just did something that nobody's ever done. Even Mark Cuban was talking about it, which is he levied a 15% fee, not a tax, but a fee against the two largest chip manufacturers in the United States because they're selling these chips to China, NVIDIA and one other
AMD.
one. AMD, yeah. And so he said, yeah, you can do that and bypass these other things, but you're going to pay us 15% to do it. Well, that's $4 billion. But they'll make $25 billion. So it works out pretty
works
damn
out.
good for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that, to be honest with you, progressive people love to get revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest. I mean, taxes are their favorite thing. And to watch them try to bend over backwards to tell me why that's not democratic is funny to me.
Where are the chips made?
Well, some of them here, some of them there, I
Yeah,
guess.
right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, don't you think?
I mean, put you on the spot. I'm just curious.
I think they're made here,
Yeah.
and they sell them to China.
I
But
think it's the same thing as log trucks. You'll meet a log truck hauling logs this way, and you'll see a log truck going that way. It's like, well, if they need logs over here and you need logs over there,
right, it
Right.
does seem odd.
it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
you know, I think they might develop these contracts with these companies, and that's how it works. You know. Let's see what else is going on here. We'll save that for later. Trump extended the China tariff deadline for another 90 days as they continue to negotiate. They've done some things. They are looking at reclassifying marijuana. Might be changes coming. Trump announced yesterday the administration is considering reclassifying it to a less dangerous schedule under federal law. That change includes potential penalties and reflects loosened views on cannabis use. He didn't confirm a decision, but said the reclassification is under review and increasing speculation about the possibility of it happening. It's been implied that it would be moved from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3, which are defined as drugs with moderate to low potential for physical and psychological dependence. So that's kind of interesting. I guess that would take it even lower down the scale, right?
Yeah, and you know, Schedule 1 is no medical value,
Yeah.
right? Obviously, that's not true.
Right.
You know, I mean, what are we? 13 states that are free use or whatever.
Yeah,
in
sure,
20-something
recreational.
state, yeah, that are medical. Okay, there's all this data. Why are we still at a Schedule 1?
Right.
Why are not? Well, I do not understand why we're not down at a level 3 already.
Yeah.
Why are we up here at no medical value at all?
Well, money.
Yeah.
You know, right.
Hey, y'all like taxes and revenue, right?
Yeah.
you know, let's
No, it's
dial
just-
that back.
It's a different way to get it, you know,
Yeah.
than the way they're getting it now. But I'm certain that a lot of these departments, you know, they like the revenue from that.
way more revenue in selling stuff than it is
No.
putting folks in prison.
I agree with that.
Even the
100%.
private prison.
Yep.
No, I agree with that. Brandon said, yeah, marijuana is as bad as heroin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Now, I will admit that I think it's much more potent now. You know, I don't know. I see studies all the time that go back and forth on, you know, the detriment to it, what it will do to your memory. But I don't think anybody's really shocked by marijuana impeding your memory at all. I mean, I think that's part of the design.
Yeah.
They don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. What did you ask? All right, let's see. Okay, Tropical Storm Erin formed near the Cape Verde Islands in eastern Atlantic yesterday afternoon. It's the 5th named storm of the season. They expect it to strengthen, might become the first hurricane of the Atlantic season by Wednesday or Thursday. They show it moving north to northwest. Not sure exactly whether it will. Right now, it's curving away from the United States. So
How do they spell it? Aaron or?
no, Erin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Erin. Yeah. No, not Aaron, although that's a great one.
Yeah, I was I was like, wait, it's the fifth one, but I was just wondering how
Yeah,
they spelled it.
no. I think they should come up with better names. I don't like the names they use. They're too basic. They need to really start getting more creative so people can remember them. It's hard to remember. I remember Katrina.
Yeah.
But that's because we talked so much about it and there was floods everywhere.
Yeah.
I think they need to base the names off of where they land. If it goes across Mexico, we'll call it Manuel.
Right.
If it hits Russia, call it Vladimir.
You could do that.
That way you'd hear the name and you'd automatically remember. You say Atlantic, I'm like, where the hell's that? I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
If you named it based on geographical location,
But you got to name it before it lands.
well, you can see where it's going.
What percentage of people do you think know which side of the country the oceans are on?
Very little.
You think half of people could tell you which
No.
side the Atlantic was on?
No, I'd say 30%.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's that low?
I was going to go 50-50, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tasha, yes. Hurricane Tasha Mack or Hurricane Latasha would be great. I think that'd be perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Brandon said it should be scheduled like alcohol. I don't think so. I do understand what you're saying, but, factually speaking, I've been skildered, stoned many times, and I'm okay to do whatever I need to do. Getting drunk, you can't do it.
Right.
It's a different functionality. Yes, but you are correct about that, Brandon. The Pacific is in the West.
On that topic,
Yes.
After you did the Gateway show here a while back, I thought it'd
Yeah.
be cool to do that here on Patrick and the People. Do the first hour normal, and then go and get blitzed, and then come back in and do the second hour.
I think it
do
would
it on
be-
a Friday. Do the rant.
I think
absolutely blitz.
Just blasted.
Yeah.
Just through the roof. That was a fun show, and I'll be honest with you. When they told me, because listen, I've been around the block, y'all. I mean, I'm not a spring chicken. I've tried all kinds of stuff. I've had all kinds of fun. So when they said we're gonna get you higher than you've ever been, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, Chief. Yeah, I've heard that before. No, they did.
Yeah.
They did. They abused me dramatically, but it still worked out just fine. But yeah, it was a fun concept altogether. I would actually be down to do that. We just have to set it up.
That'd be good on a Friday show.
That would be a great Friday show to put together. I
Get blitzed,
agree.
take a paintball, and laugh about it.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'd laugh about that ever. You might laugh about this. A movie based on John Rambo's origin has set its sights on a new lead. His name is Noah Centineo. Source says the rising action star is on board for the prequel film that's looking for a studio. I don't know who this director is, but he's helming it. But it's going to follow Rambo's early years during the Vietnam War.
Why?
So I don't know.
Okay.
Because they've run out of things to do with real scripts.
Fair.
They're out of movie ideas.
Yeah, a lot of them they just rebrand or remake a lot of old things. That's why I got so mad about the last Star Wars I saw. I was like, this is a damn near point for point remake of the original Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
What now is called Episode 4. It's Episode 1, but whatever.
Same thing with Jurassic Park. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
Same concept every time.
Well, but dinosaurs are cool.
Yeah, dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are cool though.
So are Ewoks.
No, they're not. No. They're puppets. That's different. That's not cool. No.
Ewoks are
the
assholes.
Ewoks ruined it.
Golly. All right.
Halfway through Return of the Jedi, like if I could take the middle part out with all the Ewok business, I'd be fine.
I could
the
do
first
with
and last part's
with
fine.
less C-3PO and R2-D2 with all the beeping and crap. Man, if you've
Yeah.
got that cranked up on the surround sound at home, that gets old in a
The beeping
hurry.
does?
Good Lord.
It's a lot of beeping and booping. That's for damn
Holy
sure.
crap.
Listen, Jim said Pedro Pascal wasn't available. He's in everything right now, isn't he? That dude, listen, any movie he wants, he can probably get.
It was Jeremy Renner for a while that was
It
in
was
everything.
It was Jeremy Renner.
Hey, I would watch a reboot of Smokey and the Bandit with Pedro Pascal tomorrow.
That'd probably be pretty good. I just watched Smokey and the Bandit again the other day, and I did fast forward through the love scenes because I'm like, man, I forget how much dialogue was in the 80s movies.
Right.
There's a lot of dialogue in the 80s movies. There's a movie that I've always loved with Clint Eastwood called Every Which Way But Loose, and where he's a fighter, a street kind of brawler. And I was so excited to watch it because there's a lot of funny stuff in it. I mean, it's got an orangutan in it, Clyde, the famous orangutan.
Yep.
But the dialogue in between the parts I remembered from a kid, I was just like, oh, God. And I cannot stand it. One of the things that drove me crazy about him is casting Sandra Locke.
Yeah.
Man, she is terrible. She's one of the worst actresses in the history of time, man. Tasha Mack said, I've never watched Star Wars. That's okay. That's all right.
We can still be friends.
Yeah, it's okay. Not everybody is into Star Wars.
You got time, go watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're less friends now, but we're still friends.
What do you think about this? What's your take on this? A server has admitted to lying to a table of 20 people for a 40% tip. On TikTok, Dean Redmond said the rich people, quote, he was serving at the restaurant, had their rudeness set in overdrive. He said he eventually had his fill of their snapping critiques and nitpicky complaints and generally being condescending. So he decided to play the dead mom card. Towards the end of the meal, he let his voice crack and admitted he wasn't himself because his mom passed away, quote, a few days ago. Wasn't a total lie. His mom is dead. It was 5 years ago. But at that point, apparently, it changed and he got a 40% tip. Good?
Yep.
Bad?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If they were acting that way, yeah, they had it coming.
Yeah, no, I think it's great too, and I hope they saw the video. Even I think it'd be even better.
He
if they
handled
saw
it better
that.
than I would have. I could never wait tables. First time somebody said something, be like, all right, let's step outside.
It's crazy how often it happens. Tyler, who he's a barber, Throwback Cuts in Benton, but he's also trying to build up some stuff. So he also still has another job, a second job where he waits at Colton's, and every day I'll hear stories, or every other day, about people who are just asswipes.
Yep.
And I'm just like, man, I mean, how do you go into a place and have somebody wait on you and just, be an ass to them like that?
Yeah,
I don't even understand
people.
it, man.
No. They're there doing a job. Let them do their job.
Yeah. Now-
So people make mistakes, but you don't have to be a dick about it.
No, well, I mean, do you expect perfection from a waiter? Is that the standard? They have to be perfect. They can't miss
I don't
anything?
ask that much of them. They're not the ones that cook the food. So if you have
Yeah.
a problem with the meal, they're just a go-between. Don't take it out on them.
Right.
They're likely a student anyway, trying to make some money on the side or a second job or something. There's no sense
Yeah.
of being a dick to them.
No, I think it's pretty ass to do it, to be honest with you. Now, let me ask, what do you typically tip percentage-wise?
It depends on where we're at.
Okay.
I kind of base it off of, what kind of establishment we're in. If we're in, a little mom and pop place there close to home, I'll throw down $10. I ain't worried about that. Or if we've got a bigger party, if there's 10 or 12 of us or something, yeah, we'll throw down, a little bit more,
Yeah.
because we're trouble.
Yeah.
And I'll throw down, $10, $15, and the guy next to me may throw
Yeah.
down another 10 or so. They'll walk away from our table with $30, $40.
Yeah.
Absolutely, or more.
Yeah, depending, yeah. What about you, man?
Man, it depends on. Look, what did you do for me?
Yeah.
You took my order. You brought me drinks. You brought me my food. Or like at some of the other places, they have runners bring you the food. And if it's like an afternoon deal, it's like, look, we're gonna come in, we're gonna eat, we're gonna have a drink, and we're gonna leave.
Yeah.
And I'm an easy customer.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. Say the bill's $40, probably go 10.
What was you just said? I was going to chime in on something. It escapes me now. I think Brandon said 10%. I tend to tip 15 to 20% is the number on average that I'm going to go with. Sometimes I'll go over that for great service.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I was going to say is, like, if you go over to, for example, the Golden Corral, I always feel kind of bad, but I don't, because I know that lady that keeps wanting to refill my drink is working, to get tips, but I'm like, all
didn't
you
do
do is
anything.
fill up my tea once in a while,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And I can't. I mean, it's just, if I'm giving to her, it's almost just charity. It's like I'm serving my own food.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
That's what
going,
I'm talking
you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
taking care of everything myself. The only thing you did was bring the drink. So I kind of feel like it's incumbent on Golden Corral to pay you to be the drink person.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, to pay you effectively for that, because I don't want to support whatever additional tip I need to, because it's already expensive to be at Golden Corral.
Yeah, a couple, $2-3 for at Golden Corral, man. You know, I mean, I know them folks trying to make a living and all, but you're not doing a lot for me.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, you're in the service industry and not a lot of service is being rendered, so I don't feel obligated in any
No.
way to tip you.
No, but
you know?
they'll sure look at you funny if you don't.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. It seems there's no such thing as a Chuck E. Cheese story that isn't somehow negative. Late last week, firefighters called to a location in Burbank, California. When they got there, they found a woman, not a kid, a woman managed to get herself stuck inside one of the restaurant's games. It's called Snow Day, and it's where a player enters a clear tube and places balls for points and tickets. Reportedly, she placed her arm into a hole not intended for body parts. Well, we've all done something like that before, haven't we?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Hotel hot tubs.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Be careful what you listen to and advice from Chat GPT. You might be shocked to learn this, but pay attention. Not everything it spits out is going to be perfect.
What?
Yeah, a medical journal reported a case of a 60-year-old guy learning his lesson the hard way. He expressed concern that his neighbor was poisoning him, so he went to the emergency room, but he found out he was diagnosed with bromism, which comes from ingesting substances containing bromine. So he was doing it to himself. After a conversation with ChatGPT about eliminating table salt from his diet, they recommended sodium bromide. That's used as a pool and hot tub disinfectant. After about 3 weeks in the hospital, he did make a full recovery.
If it's good on fries, it's good on fries, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, sea salt's pretty good on them, isn't it?
Look at that unintentional segue.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. What to what?
The hot tub.
Oh,
The hot tub.
yeah, no, that is good. That is good. Let's see.
It
What
was
else?
funny to me.
No, it was brilliant. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. Okay. All right. Yeah, here's a pretty good crime story. The best way to react to the police chasing you is in a stolen vehicle is, of course, still more. 2 carjacking suspects escaped after leading the L.A. County Sheriff's deputies on an hour-long chase in multiple cities on Sunday. Now, they started in a dark-colored pickup truck, attempted to carjack other vehicles during the pursuit, successfully carjacked a white big rig on live TV on the 5 freeway, then ditched it in downtown LA about 11:30 p.m., jumped in a third stolen vehicle, a pickup truck. That chase went through North Hollywood, Hollywood Hills, downtown LA. They tried to break into 2 different cars during the pursuit, but failed before successfully getting the big rig. By the way, they're still at large. They got away.
If you're good at something, you're good at something.
I mean, that's pretty good. If you can carjack a big rig,
Yeah.
and somehow get that thing down the road and manage to get out of it and run to the next vehicle, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, running in a big truck is impressive, period.
That is pretty
That's-
impressive just to be able to pull that off.
That's somebody that's got tired of waiting for GTA 6.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably
Right.
right. Like, we're going to make our own GTA 6. Good call on that. Interesting, the title and plot line for what will be Quentin Tarantino's final film, still a mystery, but the cast taking shape. It's kind of a greatest hits type project, as you would imagine his last one to be. So far, those taking part, Brad Pitt, Uma Thurman, Samuel L. Jackson. Jackson's appeared in 7 of his movies. Thurman appeared in Pulp Fiction and the Kill Bill films, and Pitt, Inglourious Bastards, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What's the best Tarantino movie to you?
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. That is a great one, man. That is a great one.
Pulp Fiction was awesome, but the Hateful Eight was probably, as far as just cinematic
Yeah.
greatness, the Hateful Eight
You
was
like
probably
that
the
one.
best.
And
yeah.
Pulp Fiction was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I go Pulp Fiction. Now, I just found out, was it you that was telling me, and I haven't done it yet, that they have some version of Pulp Fiction where that it's
Yeah.
chronological.
Yeah.
They reset
They
it.
just recut it so it's in chronological order instead of the original order.
Yeah.
And it's a different movie that way.
Yeah, I need to watch it that way. I really do want to watch it that way because Man, you want to talk about quotables? Pulp Fiction's got them, and just some of the most epic scenes I think of any movie. Hateful Eight is great. I mean, it. You're probably right, just from a filmmaking standpoint.
Yeah.
From quotables and scenes that just get me, Pulp Fiction probably has the nod there for me.
Pulp Fiction's my favorite, but I still think that Hateful Eight's probably his best work.
I get you there.
They ought to do that with Star Wars, redo it in chronological order.
Yeah, that'd probably be interesting. Maybe.
Yeah, it would.
We'll just let Tarantino direct a Star Wars movie. It'd probably be better than the crap they've been
Yeah,
putting out.
definitely would be better than the crap.
Although
they've been putting
Solo
out.
was pretty good.
Jim said Reservoir Dogs still a classic. It damn sure is. That's a
Reservoir
great
Dogs,
one.
awesome.
I don't want to be Mr. Pink. Why do I got to be Mr. Pink? Paramount, now the future home of all UFC championship events.
Thank golly.
Yeah, it's a 7-year agreement between Paramount and the UFC, $1.1 billion. It'll see Paramount as the destination for their full complement of marquee numbered events and 30 fight nights on the streaming platform. So this means now you're not doing the pay-per-view model. That's it's gone.
I don't have to break the law anymore.
Yeah, no, I understand I don't understand what you're saying at all.
I used to watch all the pay-per-views for free. What you talking about, son? There's ways.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I don't know what you're talking about.
Guilty. What you gonna do about it? Come get me.
Jim said it's a hard question, T-Mac. There's a lot to unpack. Best to watch it. She said, what is Pulp Fiction about? Never seen it. Well, what is it about?
Watch it and report back.
It's a love story. It's a bromance.
Yeah.
It's a revenge flick.
Yeah.
It's a cautionary tale.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of that.
Has a lot of shock and comedic value as well.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
it's
stand-up comedy.
About as A-list of actors as you probably can put in a film.
Hey, man, it
resuscitated John Travolta's career at the time.
100%.
He was on the ropes. He was done.
He was done.
Yeah, he was. What was it? The show that he was in? Not Welcome Back, Kotter. Was that the one he was in? Yeah. His career had died with the last version of Grease.
Yeah.
Somewhere around.
What was that? Look Who's Talking. The 80s
that's
movies
right.
with the talking babies. Yeah.
Which are, I'm sure they're still popular to somebody. They were terrible.
He was on the slide for those anyway, and just picked him up. Slowed his slide down.
And that changed his whole career, and it helped launch Samuel L. Jackson from a good actor to in the stratosphere of icons.
Yeah, straight to A-list.
Yeah,
after that one.
A lot of people think the scene where he's doing the biblical quote is an actual quote, but it's not.
Yeah, Ezekiel, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not a real quote, but it is really good. I'll say that.
Yep.
Let's talk some other sports here real quick before we take a break. The AP preseason top 25 for the first time ever. The Texas Longhorns will open a college football season as the #1 team in the country.
What?
Yeah, the AP preseason top 25 poll has Texas on top, followed by Penn State, Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia. Interestingly, that #1 ranking doesn't stop them from being an underdog in their Week 1 matchup against the Buckeyes, who just won the national championship and for some reason aren't #1. In this poll, anyway. The game will be played at Ohio State, where Texas will find themselves a 2.5-point dog. Yeah, expect Ohio State to get that one. And then finally, before we go to break, all things considered, Jen Pawal's debut on the plate on Sunday was respectable. Many focused on her first strike call clearly being a ball. But once that moment passed, they said her performance received favorable reviews from ump scorecards. Her overall accuracy and consistency were rated at 93%. 5 of the 104 pitches she called balls were strikes, and 6 of the 47 she called balls were strikes. Now the game is behind her, so hopefully, they'll just move on. Yep. But it is interesting, first female to ever be an ump.
And she didn't know what balls were. Hey-oh.
That's pretty good. That's not bad. All right, so let me tell you. So yesterday, and I started the show kind of alluding to this, I sent each of you guys a couple. It wasn't a full song, but it was, it developed out enough. And I said, which version do you like better? Because I was trying to figure if I wanted to go more towards these Rage Against the Machine or the Limp Bizkit style, and pretty much everybody was on to the Limp Bizkit version.
Chocolate starfish, baby.
Yeah, and so I said, well, let me try to make what I wanted to come up with was something that was like a Limp Bizkit today version, a little updated, a little modern. And so this is a pretty damn hard hitting track. So if you've got speakers that are prone to busting, I would turn them down because this one's got all the subwoofer and bass that you can handle in it. But it's a fun and interesting track. So here we go now.
Without further ado.
Yeah.
I'ma take it there. Try not to rage out, but I'm getting the itch. I think I'm losing my shit. It's called a turn signal, bitch. Damn. Proximity alert. Too many cars on the road. And right now I'm Dr. Jekyll, but going into Mr. Hyde mode. Damn. On your ass, wanna put my footprint. Road rage warning. Road rage imminent. Road rage commencing in 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Went to sleep, sitting still, just guzzling gas. Knob jockey in the jacked up Jeep is all up on my ass. Oh hell no, too much caffeine. Drop the oil slick, hit up the smoke screen. Richard Cheddar in the Beamer, he got something to flaunt. Light up the missiles, ready to launch. Fire 1, fire 2, boom, bitch, damn. On your ass, wanna put my footprint. Road rage warning, road rage imminent. Road rage commencing in 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1. What the hell you waiting for? Now I got no time to hit up the convenience store. Blue hair, don't care, just trying to get from here to there. I don't even want to lose my shit. But it's called the slow lane. Get in it, you prick. Pull up on me, brake checking a bird. 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 On your ass, wanna put my footprint. Road rage warning, road rage imminent. Road rage commencing in 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1.
All right, we are back. So that'll get you going. That'll get you fired up, man. So you were telling a story about creating this costume and this urban legend to scare all the kids in your family.
Yeah, we call him Wild Man Grit.
Yeah, Wild Man Grit.
It was a humongous costume that my cousin bought back. I was probably a junior in high school, 10th, 11th grade, something. He was, 9 years older than me. And we were big into Halloween, always scaring people. Mm-hmm. And he spent hundreds of dollars for this costume. And we've won, either he or I, either one, have won every costume contest we've ever put it in. It's that good.
Yeah. It's good enough you won it at the chili cook-off.
Yeah, I brought it to the chili cook-off 2016 and won a grill and all kinds of stuff. With I took home a whole double armload of stuff from the costume contest. Mm-hmm. I actually have a picture with you as Mr. Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I'll find that and I'll put it on the Patrick and the People Facebook page.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah,
but we created a story around it. He lived in a brush pile back behind my grandpa's place out in the field.
Okay.
All of the kids were terrified of this thing because in the daytime, you can tell it's a costume if you're an adult, but at nighttime, if this thing steps out, it'd make an adult go, whoa, hold
Right.
up, you know.
Yeah, like Slender Man just showed
Because,
up. or
you know,
something.
it's, you know, I'm 6'3", 6'4" on a good day, and it's easily a foot taller than me when you put it on. So I'm easily a foot taller than I am now. The hands are huge, and they just had broom handles inside. You just held onto it, and
Oh,
it had
okay.
this massive hand. So we created the lore around it that, you know, he would eat kids and he had a werewolf for a pet and all kinds of stuff. And the only thing that would keep you safe from getting your head eaten was if you'd wear a hood. So all the kids in our family, you know, the neighborhood and everything else, it'd be July, and if the wild man was seen running across the field out there, they'd go get out a hoodie. You know, it's 110 degrees, they've got a hood on. And I made an AI song about it 6 months ago. And it kind of talks about some of those things. So I'll try to get that to you. And
Yeah,
we can
that
throw
sounds
that up.
interesting. Be a good Halloween song.
But in order to understand the song, you have to understand the story behind it.
Right.
So that's kind of where it talks about having a hood on and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So that's where that comes from.
That's cool. That's cool. Good morning to you, Crystal. Joey said, that helped me get down 240 a little faster this morning. Glad you liked it, bro. Glad you liked it. All right. You were talking a little bit about a prank that you're pulling on the kids. And I don't know if you guys saw yesterday that there's a YouTuber who got arrested, and he effed around and found out because he was going to these businesses, and they would take a bunch of people in with him, and they would impersonate employees. Famously, I think one of the videos was Target, and he kept doing it, and finally they arrested him. But we were talking last night, just sitting around the house, and talking about what you would do if someone did some of these things to you. Like, I'm sure you've seen the videos where someone's in Home Depot and someone comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you respond? Would you find that funny, or would you be pissed?
I would absolutely laugh.
You would?
I've seen it so much now. Now, if
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the video, 30 times on the internet, I'd
Yeah.
probably, be like, all right, we're fixing to square up.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this dude?
I'm
Right.
probably squaring up. I've seen the videos. I'd still square up. You're not going to get in my ear and make that sound and me not be somewhat bothered by
Cash
this.
me at Home Depot. How about that?
Yeah, catch me. How about that? Yeah. What about the ones? Have you ever seen where they get in the costumes, kind of like what you're talking about, where it's some kind of crazy, scary costume, and they literally chase people? I saw one where they were chasing a woman through a parking deck. She was to the elevator, and she was, crying in tears, freaking out, till they finally revealed it was a prank.
A, I'm not running from anything or anybody.
Okay, fair enough.
B, if it turns into something serious enough, they're going to weigh about 3 bullets heavier than what they started out.
That's fair. That's fair. No, I get you there. Same for yourself. What do you?
Yeah, like the clown videos really step out with the baseball bat and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
If they've got a bat or something like that, yeah, you're going to be staring down the barrel of a 10 mil pretty quick.
Yeah, it's not going to take
We're
you long.
going to sort this out right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
You say it would have ended a lot sooner had you been in the movie.
Yeah.
It would have been over a lot faster. All right, well, talking about kids, a man with a 25-year-long history of harassing children has been arrested after he hopped out of his truck wearing only a diaper and a pacifier, screaming "goo goo gaga, I need a diaper change" at young girls riding their bikes near an elementary school.
Once again, needs about 3 bullets heavier than what he started out.
Yeah. His name's Wesley Worrell. He's 45. He's a resident of White House near Tyler. He was taken into custody Thursday after police issued warrants. The incident took place near Pollard Park in Andy Woods Elementary School. And according to the reports, he was dressed in a diaper, had a pacifier around his neck when he exited his truck and approached an 11-year-old girl and his friend. He was asking them to change the diaper, saying "goo goo gaga." The child told police officers she was shaking in fear. They ran to an adult the child recognized, and that adult's son then drove to the area. According to the affidavit, the kids were really upset. The adult son was able to obtain a partial license plate. Using that information, they identified him and found him pretty quickly. Police noted that he had exhibited similar behavior in the past. A history dating back to 1999 when he was doing similar things, including wearing a diaper in public and stalking his ex-girlfriend. At one point, he was even banned from visiting any parks in the city. Apparently, he has a fetish of wearing a diaper and a reputation of being a predator. Why is this guy on the street, is my question.
Chippy. I can put some gas in Chippy. We take care of this problem right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can in that Dale, what is it, Tucker and Dale style?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
If you've never seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
Yep.
that's a great comedic horror film.
It's underrated. It's actually really good.
It's
Hold
really
up,
amazing.
hold up, go back. Let me see his face again. Yeah, I should have tased him. Dude just looks like a moron.
He does, doesn't he? I mean, he looks like that guy. And I guess to a kid he'd be scary. To me, I'd just probably put a boot in his ass and, be done.
He don't deserve a boot.
No, you think not?
No, he's going to get some hydrostatic shock is what he's going to get.
Yeah, he's going to get high-speed lead poisoning.
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
At an extreme velocity. Yes.
Yeah, no, I understand. Did you ever have any when you were a kid? Do you remember any time that somebody crazy, an adult that tried to do something stupid around you?
That was my family.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Mine too, for that matter. Yeah,
Everybody's got that uncle,
yeah. That uncle was my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was my dad. Probably one of the craziest things, and I think I may have told this story once, but it is a pretty good one. Man, there was a creek that was right next to our house, and the other side, the neighbor, it was a couple, and she had a son, and I guess she remarried, and it was his stepdad. So my youngest brother, Dustin, he was he was probably at the time 6 years old, 7 years old, got in a fight in the front yard of that house with that neighbor kid. Mm-hmm. And the neighbor kid got him down, had him in a hammerlock, where your arm's behind. And my brother kept yelling, I give, because he was going to break his arm. So I just kind of pushed him off of him. Well, here comes stepdad out the door and ran up to me and just started face palming me, just like that. And so I grabbed my brother and went next door to the house, and my dad was home that day. He had the flu, like Michael Jordan. This is his flu game. And so I'm telling my mom what just happened, and my dad from the back goes, "Did you say he put his hands on you?" Yeah, he said, "Come here." I knew he was naked, and that sucked, man, because you don't want to see that thing eye to eye. It's like a Leviathan or something. If you've ever seen the movie The Abyss, you'd understand. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there. He asked me to recount the story. I did, and then he immediately got up, threw on some clothes, walks out the door, and then all three of us, four of us actually, me, my two brothers, and my mom were bing, 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 heads out the door looking. He walks across the little creek bridge, knocks on the door. As soon as the dude answered, bam! He just hit him square in the mouth and walked in his house, started beating his ass. This is, of course, again, the 80s, so lots of shit went down in the 80s like that,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but, he didn't play.
And if they still did that, we wouldn't have people like this today. They're not held accountable for the stupid shit they do.
You could be right about that.
Same thing, pedophiles. You hang them on the courthouse steps, I guarantee you'd quit.
Yeah, if you just roll out the tarp and execute them there and then roll it up and be done.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Let them all watch, let the town gather around the square and watch it go down.
Brother. Pay-per-view.
No, it's on Paramount now.
Oh, it's on
Paramount Plus.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about homes for a second. Let me mention this. Pitts Auto, man. Listen, if you are looking for a vehicle, late models, low miles, it could be a motorcycle. Sorsby drives bikes. If you love a bike, you want a bike, maybe it's going to be your first one. Pitts Auto has a great selection of those. They've got ATVs, they got boats, they got
campers.
Yeah, campers.
Trucks, vans, SUVs. If it's got wheels, you
that's
can
true.
get it at Vitz.
It is true. And
8421 Stagecoach Road.
See, that says somebody who can do it. I like that. I'm going to let you finish it out. Yeah, what's the website?
Late model, low miles. Go to fitsauto.com.
There you go.
Proud sponsors of Patrick and the People. Tell them Patrick sent you.
That is absolutely accurate and correct. Good job on that.
You're welcome,
Good
sir.
Good job. Now, I was getting ready to ask a question. Hold on a second. We're going to talk about home buying.
Talking about home buying, if anybody's looking for a realtor, I know a guy.
Check this out. This article, the headline got my attention. Buying first home more stressful than weddings or landing your first job. Says buying your first home is something many Americans work for, but many find it's an overwhelming and stressful process. Most who've done it say it was worth it, but a new survey has them sharing what they wish they had known first. According to a poll of new first-time buyers, 71% say it was more stressful than getting their first job, more than half more stressful than planning a wedding or finding a long-term romantic partner. Some of the biggest challenges were understanding the scope of what it involves, finding affordable home insurance, and unexpected costs and fees. Yeah, I can understand that. Do you remember when you bought your first home?
I've never bought a home. I've built two.
You built two. Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think we're on number 3 now.
Yeah. By the third one, did you feel more comfortable with the process?
Not really.
No.
Still felt a little lost, but you're just learning something new.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing that matters, and I don't say this just to stroke my own ego, but is the realtor that you have.
Yes.
Because look, I help a lot of first-time buyers, and I just helped a couple, and they're super young. They bought a home in Maumelle, a beautiful, beautiful home in Maumelle. As a matter of fact, it was an amazing first home. I was like, "This is your first home?" I was like, "I'm impressed," to be honest with you. But they had never done it before. They were scared to death, and I sat them down. I said, "Listen, this is not as complicated as people make it out to be. It's not nearly as scary as you think. Step one is let's find out what you can do. Can you buy a house? Do you have the credit? And how much are payments going to be? Because that's going to determine a lot of what you're about to do. Number 2 is how much cash do you need to have? Sometimes you can't avoid it. You're going to have a down payment. Sometimes you can't avoid it. You have to have closing costs. Sometimes you can get rid of both of them, depending on what you're doing. At least one of them. But that again depends on having a realtor that understands how the system works and how to guide you in that. As far as unexpected cost, you should never run into that. If your realtor doesn't tell you exactly what it's going to cost every step of the way, then you don't understand. You don't have a good realtor.
I'm gonna spit this out. That since you became a realtor, you have kind of changed my mind of the definition of a realtor and kind of the way they are. Mm-hmm. You generally are trying to help people.
Yeah.
Realtors to me are typically snakes.
Okay.
They leave a bad taste in my mouth. I've dealt with several. We've looked at houses, never bought one because the realtor we had to deal with was an idiot. Well, I'm also a property owner, and I have a rent house, and I deal with realtors there. We use a property management company.
Yeah.
And those people just drive me nuts. They're absolutely idiots. It's like if you can't do anything else, you can go and sell a house.
I don't want to besmirch my industry.
I know, but like I said, you're the only one that I've ever met or seen that's actually generally trying to help somebody and not just trying to jump on something to get a gain out of it.
Yeah, well, one of the first things I'll tell a couple is, listen, let me just put you at ease. I don't care what house you buy, how much it costs, or anything to do with that. It makes me no difference whatsoever. My only mission is to help facilitate this for you and make it an easier process. And if I do that, everything's going to work out fine.
You won't find that with the majority of the realtors out there.
Sometimes you'd be amazed at how many realtors are part-time, number one.
Yeah.
They have full-time jobs. They do it on the nights or weekends. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, look, if you're buying a house, which is, for most of us, the largest purchase you'll ever make in your life, you want things to be timely, quick. You don't want to be left on red. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be sitting around waiting on pins and needles when you're trying to, is this offer being accepted? And when you're part-time, it's very difficult to serve your client the right way.
Yeah.
When something happens with my client, if we put in an offer, as soon as they come back and they say, yeah, we're going to take that offer, or no, we're not, I'm going to be reaching out immediately going, hey, here's what's up. Here's what our options are. How would you like to play it?
That's one of the things that drives me nuts is the time that it takes to even get some questions answered.
Yeah.
Now, we were out at the range that day. I've got 2 tracts of land, bought them both. They were advertised by a real estate company. Mm-hmm. And my original tract was 40 acres there where the farm and everything is. that was a nightmare to buy because the guy that owned it and had listed it, it was his mother's property and she had passed away. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, she had liens, personal loans to family members against that property. So he was trying to sell it and they had all these liens and loans against it. They jumped up, no, you can't sell it, you can't buy it because we've not got our portion of it.
Sure.
And it took 6 months. This week we had it, next week we lost it. This week we had it, next week we lost it.
That's frustrating.
But in order to build my farm to build it, I guess, at all, we had to be approved by the biosecurity team for my integrator, which, they won't just build a turkey farm anywhere. It has to be X amount of miles from the facility where they process the birds.
Yeah.
There can't be any other farms close by, and they have to come in and they look for endangered bats and beetles and Indian artifacts and all this other crap.
Yeah.
In order to get I had to pay.
Do they really? They come and look for all that stuff?
I had to pay to have all of that done.
Really?
And
Who does that?
the bats and beetles thing was through the Game and Fish.
Okay.
It was through AGFC.
Yeah.
They sent a biologist out to come out and look.
Okay.
Luckily, it was raining cats and dogs that day, and she just kind of rolled the window down and said, nope, you're good.
You did a drive-by on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
But in order to do some of this stuff, we had to buy the land first. And we had all these other people that were ready. Well, okay, my integrator is wanting me to build this farm. They're needing all of this stuff cleared. But I had to buy the land first before I could get all this other stuff done. And
Yeah.
these people are jumping up and down waiting on it. I might have offered an acceptance 5 months ago. I still don't know if I even own the land. So do I want to pay these people to come in and do what they need to do before I get the land bought? Because if I lose the land, then I'm out $15,000
sure.
for paying all this. It was an absolute nightmare.
Now, that sounds like a cluster F, to be honest with you.
That was putting it lightly.
That has to do a lot with the agency that lists the property not having title review it and make sure.
They had no clue any of this. We made our offer and like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, he accepted it. Yep, no problem. And then,
and then all of
2
a
weeks
sudden,
later, we're like, well,
oops,
what's up? And they're like, well,
oops.
we've got an issue.
Sometimes there are oops, but you try to avoid almost all of them you can,
But that was
and that sounds like a
and
really bad.
dealing with those people and trying to get answers and trying to get things put together. It was just an absolute
Anytime
nightmare.
you've got mad family members, it's a problem.
Anyway, he had to. They made him sign a contract that on the day that we paid him, X amount of money went to these other people, and he was some crackhead from Oklahoma, so he was happy with the the chunk of change that he got.
Sure, I bet he was.
Didn't have anything.
I bet he was.
And he was, he showed up at the title company showing his hind end and treating them very, very poorly. And I said, well, I'm on my way. I'll sort this guy out. He left before I got there. I was like,
Yeah, I understand.
this has been 6 months coming. I was ready to thump his head. But
No, it's really important to be armed with information and facts more than probably you need. But you might not know that a home warranty is something you could get. You might not know that you can get certain things done before you buy a home if you want to do certain fixes or renovations or things like that. There's lots of different possibilities. There's other things too people don't know. Like everybody wants to jump in. You see this a lot, especially to be honest with you. If someone doesn't have a lot of money, they'll start looking at properties they think they can flip because they've watched something on HGTV. Right. And they're like, well, I can buy this and I can renovate it. And that's true. You can. What you can't do is buy that piece of crap with financing because they're not going to finance something that's a turd. That's why you have a lemon law with cars. The finance company has certain standards, like a good foundation, a good roof, HVAC. I mean, just, these things that are kind of critical to you, good plumbing, that on a flip home, it's tough. If they have real problems, you're not going to finance it without fixing it beforehand.
Yeah.
End of story. So most home flippers, either it's just a cosmetic flip and then you can finance it, but you're not making the money out of it. You would expect the HGTV money, right?
oh yeah, if 2 gay guys can hang up curtains, anybody can.
Yeah,
that's
that's
HGT. That's highly gay TV.
Yeah.
What that is.
probably so. I don't know. I don't watch it, but
I just told you that's what it stands for.
I didn't even know. I appreciate that.
Now you do. I had another smart water.
No, that's made a big difference right there. But But seriously, having someone to advise you on the right things to do makes a big difference in your life and what you can get and not get. Because I look at it, I guess if I had to describe it in any possible way, I see myself almost in a lawyer type role. And I hate comparing to another person that gets bad things, but knowing the facts and how the law works, knowing how buying works, knowing how selling works, knowing all the ins and outs of it, you can advise someone to make good decisions and help them with that. Or you can screw their life up.
That's what separates you from the rest of them. You actually are trying, carry. You're representing your people that
That's my job,
are working for you.
to represent them.
And for everybody watching, Legacy Team Realtor, Patrick Beam
come
right
see
here.
me, baby. Come see
You've
me.
heard him sit here and talk about all this. Was it 585-5475? Is that right? You don't even know.
5-8. Yes, that does sound right. Yeah, 575-5485.
575,
You're
okay,
close. You were
five.
close. Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, you're surprising me. Your memory's a little too good. It's making me a little uncomfortable.
I
Matter of
usually do
fact,
tag
let's-
numbers in the
let's
parking
just go
lot,
to break
but-
because this is making me real uncomfortable right now, and I got to get out of here for a second. We'll be right back. No.
Mayday, Mayday, we are trapped in the swells, too many waves, waves. Enough voices to fill an ocean, but I hear you calling my name in a blender of nothing but emotion, but I feel you the same. In the hours and days before, you traveled on quiet seas. The crashing waves are hard to ignore, but just keep holding me. You find yourself drowning in the middle of the moment. No matter your surroundings, don't let yourself get bent. I know all that came before. Every one of them let you down. I'll be the hero you're looking for. No matter how high the waves pound. If you find yourself somehow across the continent, and sand your feet can no longer plow, as heavy as cement. If your throat past bone dry 7 sandy miles ago, just trust in me and I will make sure the water flows. You find yourself drowning in the middle of the moment. No matter your surroundings, don't let yourself get bent. I know all that came before. Every one of them let you down. I'll be the hero you're looking for. No matter how high the waves pound. Waves, waves, waves. Able and willing, when I reach up, going past the ceiling, I see all the double dealing, but all the facade always peeling. This day there would be no kneeling. We'll hit 'em so hard they'll damn sure be reeling. The enemy's tomb, yeah, that's what we're sealing. On any calendar, any day, any month, any year, whatever heel comes your way, I'm 2 feet down and never met fear. No one and nothing stands in our way. You find yourself drowning in the middle of the moment. No matter your surroundings, don't let yourself get bent. I know all that came before. Every one of them let you down. I'll be the hero you're looking for. No matter
We are back. We are back.
Back in action.
Sorsby had to head into work. He's got a job that he had to be at. Luckily, Turkey runs the farm, so he can hang out a little longer.
Yeah. Some people have jobs.
Yeah, no, I'm one of those some people.
They're
so
important, not like us. We're just going to sit here and bullshit.
Yeah, that's what it is. We got time to kill. I was trying to find. Hold on one second, if I can. Man, I don't know why it disappeared, but we were on a radio program actually last night. Not a stream, a radio show. It was a wrestling centric program that they had reached out to us probably 6 or 8 months ago after we launched Ark and Brawl, and it was a really interesting show. But I'm going to get a link up to it today because there's 2 hosts on it, but maybe 3 guys actually. One of them, I guess, was like the good guy. One of them kept taking the role of the bad guy, and
Good cop, bad cop?
I guess so. But I finally had enough, and I abused him.
Oh, that's epic.
It was pretty great on his own show. And when I got done, I said, "You just got owned." And he goes, "Well, I don't know if I was owned." I said, "No, you were. You were."
Oh, I got to see this. You're
It-
going
it
to
was-
have to find it.
No, I'll get a link up. Maybe Rich, are you out there? Maybe you can get something going.
Unless they deleted it.
Tasha Mack said, our realtor let us buy a POS house. That's unfortunate. You know, I hate that for you. I know that happened. Sometimes realtors don't know, but more often than not, they just don't pay attention or tell you what the smarter way to go about it would be. If you ended up in the situation you're in, it is really unfortunate. So
They don't care what you buy. They just trying to get that cut.
yeah, look, there's so many ethical rules that some people don't observe. For example, if I know anything material about a home, if I see it or if I hear about it, if somebody tells me, I need to relay that information to my client. I need to go, hey, I may not be an expert, but this is some kind of fungal thing here. This is mold. And mold can be a big problem, and you've got to mitigate it. Whatever I see, or if I foresee, you can do this, but you need to understand that this roof may need to be replaced in, 5 to 10 years. It may not, be a brand new roof.
Well, see, that's the thing. Somebody in your position that does this all the time, you're also going to know the questions to ask. Whereas a first-time home buyer may not know to ask, how old is the roof? How old is the water heater?
That's right.
Have you had, this replaced or this checked? How old is the heat pump?
And
I ever had it serviced?
I saw a realtor. I was watching some videos the other day of some different people, and this realtor was saying, I let my client go through the inspection report, and they tell me what they want. I don't do any. I don't even want to read it. And I'm like, are you serious, man? What are you talking about, bro? You should be going line by line over that with them and helping them understand what's going on here, because they may not know what that means. They may not understand what these things are, and it can really put you in a bad position if you're not careful. Just like, what Tasha Mack's talking about. It's unfortunate. I don't think it's just real estate agents by any means. I think that most high-ticket item people are, there's a lot of shadiness in them.
I put realtors in the same boat as used car salesmen.
I've been that too. But I was a good one. I tried to take care of people. Matter of fact, I had a job. I was a manager for a dealership a long time ago in Benton. And it was a dealership, Kurt Zorn Motors was the name of it. And it was the first dealership in the country that offered subprime lending for used cars. So that's, bad credit lending.
Yeah.
So you probably heard of CAC, or you may have heard of them. They're one of the finance companies. They're probably still around, but this guy, I really liked him, the owner. Like, I really liked him. He was funny. He was super personable. He's very charismatic. He actually did care about the people that worked for him. The problem was he didn't give a shit about the people buying the cars.
Bingo.
And so they would just put these hunks of junk out there and get them financed, and people were literally just buying trash.
Yeah,
And
well, you get up against the wall. You've got some credit issues. You need a set of wheels. You don't
you're
have much
desperate.
of a choice.
You're desperate, and
You
so
will overpay for a straight POS.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with housing market, I guess.
no, in some ways it is. You're right. But so in that case, I told him, I said, listen, I have a problem with selling some of these cars. Okay, I can't go down the aisle at Walmart and duck because I see somebody that bought a car from me and feel okay about it. I live here, man, and so he let me institute this basically a inspection that every car would go through a certain number of point of inspection, and changed the game for them where that they started getting some of those cars out of there, and we set that up and that helped a lot. Tasha said, Patrick, what haven't you done? Not damn much, to be honest with you. There aren't many things you could probably think of. I've done a lot of things, I'll say that.
You haven't farmed turkeys.
I have not farmed turkeys.
We can fix it up, though.
That
Come
is
see me.
that. I'll come check it out. I'll come try my hand at it. It'd be fun to make a video.
Just come up and check it out.
Yeah, we should make a video about that.
Yeah.
My day of turkey training.
Yeah.
Yeah, see if I could be a turkey farmer.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd
Come on.
be
Come on,
great.
give it a try.
Yeah,
you might
you
be
could-
surprised.
You could run me through the gauntlet. Make me do all the things that aren't fun in turkey farming. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I mean, in a weird way, it'd be fun. You know what I mean?
Dirty jobs. Hey, there
Yeah,
you go.
they're dirty jobs.
Patrick Beam, dirty jobs.
Yeah. Forget the other guy, Mike. you
Yeah,
know.
I know a guy that's got a septic tank pumping company. We'll fix you up.
I'm out. I'm out on that. I'm for sure out on that.
Smells like money.
No, it's not for me. All right, let's talk about this because here's another idiot. Responding to an indecent exposure complaint. Police found Anthony Smith. He's 32. He was walking around a Florida park Thursday afternoon. All right. Let me tell you what he was wearing.
Keyword Florida. Remember that.
Yeah. Women's lingerie, the bottoms of which were of the thong variety, and his genitals were fully exposed. He had fake breasts. He had a wig of long black hair. He had a black mask around his face. It says he had a D-ring used for arousal purposes as well as to maintain the wood. A black foxtail protruding from his posterior.
Oh, not the foxtail.
Upon further examination, the bushy tail turned out to be attached to a plug that was, well, you know what was going on with it. It was plugged in.
That's how Mario
in the
had
socket.
that raccoon tail.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. The Smith, who works as a wedding DJ, allegedly tried to evade a police officer who initially discovered him inside Indian Riverside Park. He was eventually apprehended near the Kids Museum. The witness who dialed 911 to report a suspicious individual with his sexual organs exposed was in the park to pick up their kids from a summer camp at the museum, but no kids saw it, he said. The police asked him what was going on today. He said he suffers from some sort of sexual addiction and engaging in this behavior arouses him. He said it wasn't the first time he had a run-in with law enforcement for this same kind of behavior. He was convicted back in 2017 of indecent exposure and resisting arrest. He was naked and pleasuring himself in public in a parking lot. He said he does this because porn doesn't suffice his sexual desires. He doesn't want to violate his morals by having relations before marriage or by using a female solely for sexual purposes, it says. This guy's got a lot going on right now. I'm going to be honest with
Now
you.
remember, keyword Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida, this is a Walmart greeter on a Tuesday. You have
You're probably
to-
right.
Is that him right there? Is that your picture?
Yeah.
That's Diddy.
He kind of has that Diddy thing.
That's
yeah.
absolutely that's Diddy.
Dude's wearing a tail that's plugged in. He's got a D-ring on.
Plug
He's
it
running
in,
around
plug
in a
it in.
thong with a wig and fake boobs.
And fake hooters.
Yeah. So I think there's more to it than just porn's not doing it.
What's the problem, officer?
Yeah. I don't know what the...
Grab that tail like a pool starter. Fire that weed whacker up.
Yeah, it's like the remember when you were a kid and you had those cars that you would put that thing a ring
Yep.
and it, you know, it's,
I guarantee he'd take off the same way.
yeah, you'd start running too. Yeah,
Hear that pop.
yeah.
Listen for the pop.
Sorsby said, "I'm naked and pleasuring myself currently. I assume that you're in your own vehicle, which is fine.
He's still in the parking lot.
He's still in the parking lot outside." Probably so. Waiting for us to come out so he can jump out in his wig and his fake boobs, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I hope he's got level 4 plates on.
Brad said, "Sounds hot." Trust me, if you saw him, it's not hot.
It's Diddy. I
It's
promise.
not hot. The funniest thing or like that I guess I ever saw was the guy when I worked at Shoe Connection, and that dude came. I don't know if he was on a dare or what, but he came in a pair of spandex shorts that were so tight I could see a zip code, and he was blessed, well endowed, let's say, and
It's always those.
outlined all the way down to near the bottom of the shorts, and I was just like, "Why are you in here like that, man? What? I guess because you can, But if you think that's the bait, I don't think it's going to work. I mean, maybe for some low-lying fruit, so to speak.
Did it wiggle? Could have been a hamster.
No, it definitely had the shape that was associated with
Did
it.
he have a raccoon tail?
No, not at all.
Allegedly.
T-Mac said, "Why isn't he in a mental hospital?" Well, those have kind of more, in the past 20 years, they got rid of all of them. Now, I did hear the president saying that they're going to reinstitute some of those where that they can start helping these people that are on the streets and mentally unbalanced, if get them off the streets and into some kind of care.
Need to do the same thing for our veterans.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's anytime you see a veteran on the street, it's a shame.
It's absolutely
It's an
unacceptable.
absolute
that
shame.
we're sending pallets of money to
Yeah.
other countries.
No,
and we've got
it's-
true patriots here on the streets in America.
Look,
don't get me started on that.
Yeah, well, I don't care about what side of the fence you may be on. None of that matters to me. What does matter to me is whether you fundamentally agree with how we've conducted business or any of that. These people who went to war did it for us.
Yep, we're
we're-
here in this country is the way it is, and you are free to make your own choices and your own beliefs and vote the way that you want to do because these people
Yeah.
stood up for this country,
And
you're just going to kick them out on the street.
And you have to understand that those particular, especially those wars back then, were brutal. Now I'm not saying any of it's not brutal now, but I'm saying especially then. But when you see these guys on the street, it's absolute insanity.
Been
It's
through
like,
Vietnam and
Yeah.
probably made peace in their mind that they weren't coming home
Yeah.
and come home to this.
yeah. No, and I understand that you can't save everybody, but damn it, you can sure try. And that's another thing too. I have a big problem with. It's not that I don't appreciate the VA system and what it was designed to do, but it was never designed to support as many veterans as we have. And I think they should just give them a gold card and say, go wherever the hell you want, get whatever care you need. Tell the doctor, just give it to them.
That'll be part of it. Yep.
We'll pay for it, whatever it is. As
We
long
can
as
quit
it's
sending money to third world countries that they can bring back and line their pockets with. We could do better.
Yeah, I do have a big problem with that. When you look at, some of the ignorance of today, and I get it. Everybody, look, I want to help everybody too. But, at some point you have to understand, you send this money or these monies to these countries that are run by banana republic governments or dictators or whatever, that aid, that money, if half of it makes it to the people, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Most of the time it doesn't.
A lot of it comes back.
Yeah, it'll end up lining the pockets of the people over there, but not the ones that need it,
Yeah. Like I said, like you said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're
No,
on.
it
that,
doesn't.
But it's a broken system. It doesn't matter which direction you're looking at it from. It is a broken system.
T-Mac said, I help a homeless vet and his dog. I've tried to take him to the VA, but he has mental issues and doesn't trust the VA. He says, yeah, no,
I get it.
Completely understandable. Not only that, but, probably does have paranoia and trust issues. I mean, yeah, that's part of it. And that's why I think that, getting these people, because so many of them, they have medication they're supposed to take. and maybe, they stop taking it for whatever reason. Could be money, could be a billion reasons. But once they get off of it, the life will spiral again, and so getting them in somewhere and getting them back on their medication and helping them, it's just like people who, I hate to say it, if you come out of prison, we have the biggest disservice to people who come out of prison of anybody I know. I mean, I think when you come out of prison, you should be clean on the other side. Yeah. You've paid your price.
Paid your debt.
You've done what you're supposed to do. It should not be held against you or used against you, but they set people up for failure, and until we, change that cycle, until we change the cycle. And that is one thing, again, I don't care about politics, but one thing about the current administration, he's a disruptor.
Yeah.
He is changing processes. He's changing things to common sense oriented things that you're like, oh, why weren't we doing that before?
Things that aren't necessarily comfortable to talk about or look at, or may not be the popular topic, but it needs to be done. It needs to be said, and it's finally somebody's got to set enough to stand up and try.
Nobody can help anybody else until they can help themselves.
Right.
And I do want to help other countries. I do feel bad.
We need to work on us first.
But let's take care of the people on the street and the impoverished here before we do all the other things. And that's not to say I don't want to help other people, but look, you've had a friend come to you before and say, can I borrow $50 or whatever? And maybe in that moment you didn't have it to loan. And so you couldn't do it. That's where we are.
Right.
We don't have it to loan. We're already in what's called a deficit.
Trillions.
And so I think taking care of our own should be the priority. That doesn't mean I don't care about other people. Of course I do. But I mean, we do have an obligation to take care of our own citizens first.
You can't give somebody a ride if you don't have your own car.
Facts. That's a fact right there. That's straight up facts right there. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's see what else we've got going here. I think I've got a couple things otherwise I'd like to talk about. This is not shocking, but Roger Daltrey, and most of you at this point probably don't even know who that is. Roger Daltrey is the singer of The Who, the band The Who.
The Who?
Yeah, Who?
Who?
He's 81. He admitted he's nervous as his band prepares to kick off their farewell tour this month. He said, certainly the last time you'll see us on tour, but he's more concerned that it's too difficult, too grueling to be able to do.
What is it with farewell tours now?
I don't know. And why? Look, you are rich beyond any expectation. The money that you have, your kids' couldn't spend. You're 81. What the hell are you doing?
Trying to stay
on
relevant.
the grind, go. I mean, just go away.
Trying to stay relevant,
and I get it. I mean, maybe he just doesn't have anything else in his life to cling to. But I'm like, damn, man, let it go.
From 30 years from now, are you going to be on rant 3,481?
No, I will not. There comes a point. That's what I told the guy last night. The right before we on that one of the things It was a really interesting show last night because I spoke a little truth because right at the end they wanted to come with some politics and he goes, well, I'm not political or anything, but I was like, oh, here it comes, man. And he was talking about, but being in entertainment and a radio broadcaster like you've been your whole career, and that's what we do. You have to be careful because. Look at Stephen Colbert and now they're threatening Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon. And he started going on about that. And I said, well, I can understand if you don't like the guy running the country. That's fine. You can make that argument. I said, but let me just, as someone who's been in broadcasting for 20 years, let me just tell you the facts. The facts are that whether you like it or not, Stephen Colbert's show's been in the tank for a long time. They lost $50 million on it. That's a lot of money. I said, I don't know any program anywhere that can lose that amount of money and continue to go on. I said, now, do I think, any president should ever be involved in talking with entertainers back and forth? Probably not. No, but again, as I said, look, I said 10 years from now, I said, look, everybody has a life cycle. Everybody has a life cycle in entertainment, and it's an arc. And at the end, it's just done. Sometimes you just have to know you're done. And the Colbert Show was done. The traditional Tonight Show type shows are done because the world's moved on. It's evolved. It's changed. And at some point, 10 years from now, I won't be relevant. And that's fine. I'll be glad to be irrelevant and just be living my normal daily life. You know what I mean? I can't blame people because Colbert gets canceled. That's normal cost of business and entertainment. Either you deliver the ratings or you get fired.
He's another one of those that's got enough money. We don't need him. He don't need us.
Man, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that, look, when I was on the edge, if we didn't deliver ratings, we would be fired.
Yep.
It's not even a question. And every quarter, those ratings come in and you hold your breath going, hopefully we still did good, because if not, you get 2 or 3 bad books and all of a sudden you're out. You're done. Doesn't matter if people love you. Doesn't matter what you've done for the community. It doesn't matter because it's a business. It's not a charity.
I'd like to see the ratings for The Edge for the 6 months after you left. That'd be an interesting read, no doubt.
Looks like this right there,
100%.
to be honest.
And I've told them. They won't listen to me.
No, I've talked to him a number of times. I finally gave up. They had called me right before the show started, this one, and asked me straight up, man, do you think you might want to come back? And I said, sure. No, I'd absolutely. Yeah. I said, yeah, as long as I have complete creative control and I decide who's going to be on it with me. Well, we can't do that. I said, then you got nothing for me to talk about.
That's right.
Then that's the end of the road. It's already the end of the road. We're past the end.
No, I look forward to your very first, your week doing Patrick and the People, to hear kind of how it went down, because the truth behind the curtain was completely different than what it looked like as the show was ending. You had your final episode with you two guys and all that come together. It was completely different than what it looked like from the outside once you came in and told the story.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was different to you about it? I mean, I'm just curious because I don't talk to
Just
a lot
the
of
way,
people about
the way
this.
the things, kind of were behind the scenes, from the outside edge, y'all had, quite a relationship on air. It seemed like you two were buddies.
Yeah.
And that's the way it always, they're buddies, and you always go back and forth. You had the yin and the yang, and it made a good show.
Made a great show.
Because of
Phenomenal.
the contrast between the two hosts.
Yeah, very different.
And to hear the way that the things actually were on the inside was like, that caught me off guard. I thought, absolutely, whoa, what the heck? I kind of figured, you would have him, come in here every once in a while and, go back to the way things used to be and get together every once in a while. And to hear actually how things went down were pretty shocking.
Yeah, it was shocking to me, to be honest with you. I don't know anyone more surprised. I'm still, it mystifies me, whomever the bean counters were that made that final call.
And I always thought that, you were talking about wanting to bring Laura on.
Yeah.
Even for free, on a Friday thing.
Yeah.
I rewatched the first week of Patrick and the People a few days ago, so I've kind of caught back up on some of the things that I've forgotten. But back whenever she would come on and fill in if Corey was gone or something, the contrast that you two had were even greater than between you and Corey.
Yeah, oftentimes,
She
you're
would
right.
bust your balls about everything, and it was freaking hilarious.
It was great, and that was the thing that.
If it was ever going to be better than what it was, that was the way to do it.
Yep. And it was going to flip the script. It was going to turn me into Wile E. Coyote and her into the Roadrunner, and that would have been joyous for everybody for the next, say, 10 years to watch me get my balls kicked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I always tried to do, too, in the talkbacks and the text. I always wanted to bust your balls.
Absolutely. Everybody did.
And it was fun. And you would come back with something. I did a talkback one time. I used to have it recorded. I may have to try to find it. But you went on about a 3-minute rant because I was Farmer Jones in the talkbacks.
Yeah.
And you come on one day, listen here, Farmer Jones. And Corey just kind of sat back. And you went on a 2 or 3 minute rampage
That's
lashing out at me
Yeah.
just because of something that I said, and it was epically hilarious.
Yeah. Now
But
we
I always tried to bust your balls from the outside, but Laura would come in and do it, and
Yeah.
it made the show. If it was ever going to be better than what it was,
That
that
was
was the only way that it was ever going to happen.
and that's exactly what I felt like. Look, every time she was on, people, I mean, they would go out of their way to message and, say, man, just so much fun. We love it, da, 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 and I'm still not certain. I'm still not certain exactly what went down.
Yeah.
I know the well was poisoned. I don't know where it was poisoned at or who poisoned it.
What were
to
they
be
afraid
honest.
of?
I don't
If
know.
the show
man.
done well, then everybody does well.
And that
What's
was
the problem?
That was my point, And again, the original argument against it was, well, our policy about married couples. Well, first of all, I did the research, and policy doesn't forbid that. It does caution about it. But I told them day one when they said that to me, I said, we've already talked about it. We've already talked to a lawyer, and by the first of the year, we'll be single.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I can't ask you to do that. I said, you didn't. I'm just trying to alleviate any legal hurdles you may have in your mind that would prevent this from working.
You met every issue that they had with a fix for it, and
Yes.
they still didn't go through
No,
with it. So what
that-
the hell's the problem?
I knew that at the point that I said, we'll do it free, just let her on the show and we'll make it work somehow, some way. And then a year from now, we'll give her a contract.
Right.
And they weren't going to do it.
How could you argue against that?
It's mind-boggling.
You wouldn't have a dime in giving it a shot.
No, and that's what I'm saying. If you kill the show, immediately the loss of revenue begins day one.
Yep.
You immediately tank thousands upon thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue.
Yeah, that
And that alone should give somebody pause to go, well, wait a minute, we know if we do this. So the conclusion that I came to was that the reality is humans aren't needed. And come to find out, just as a kind of a follow-up to everything that happened, my boss's boss also was let go shortly after I left. So they got rid of him, they got rid of the other one, and now they don't even have regional bosses. They just have, they've thinned out the number of people.
it's turned into a Walmart.
Well, what it is they want to Ryan Seacrest across the country. That's why they built Bobby Bones.
Yeah.
They built him from whole cloth. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not just trying to talk shit. He was one of the most arrogant people I've ever met in my entire life.
He's a prick.
He was absolutely, I was gobsmacked because when he came down, he'd recently blown up and he came to the studio and I was excited. I was like, oh, homeboy, I'm going to meet him and talk to him. And his bodyguards didn't let me in the studio to talk to him. Do you understand? I'm working at a radio station in a studio next to you, but your bodyguard, your security doesn't want me to come in the studio where you are like you're the president or, some dignitary. And I'm like, man, that's ridiculous, man. How much ego do you have security outside your studio?
What do you need to be secure from?
You're in a secure
unless you're
building.
doing somebody wrong.
You're in a key card building. Nobody can even get in it. It was ridiculous,
I hear you.
So Bobby Bones, they manufactured him to be the country Ryan Seacrest. And that's what he is. And that's what he's done. I mean, they got him on American Idol.
Yeah.
They got him, I think, on Dancing with the Stars. They created a whole press run for him, teamed him up with Ryan, and manufactured him to be exactly what they wanted. And it worked. I mean, it worked. They just hadn't found a solution for the rock side of things yet.
Yeah.
But they tried with Nikki Sixx.
Yeah.
And
6 cents. I
yeah,
remember that.
and that worked for a minute. And then Nikki said, I don't like getting up early. I'm done. That's literally.
That's
he
the
said,
motley way.
Yeah, he said, I can't be getting up this early. I can't be relied on like this,
Like I said, it sucks the way that things went down. But if it hadn't played out like that, we
No,
wouldn't have what we have now.
Yeah. Sorry, the key cards were my fault. That's what Jay said. That's funny. No, I'm not bitter at all. I am. Since I appreciate that. I long since gave up on that because it's not going to serve my better interest. I am still. I like understanding. I don't know how anybody could be so short-sighted in a company, and why.
There's more than water in the well.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. There definitely was, and I will say it was when it happened. After it happened, it broke me for a minute. I was very disillusioned.
It broke all of us because we didn't know what to do after you were gone. We sure as hell didn't turn on the edge.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, every day I came in to connect with my people. All of a sudden, that's gone.
Yeah.
I can't tell anybody what's happened. I have a no compete. I have a gag order. I can't talk about it. I can't say anything. So only the very closest people to me knew anything about. They just assumed. A lot of people assumed I was retired too.
Kind of like the blocks now, right?
Yeah. Well, that is coming out. Yeah, that will be out. I don't have control when they release that, but that is real and it's happening. But that's funny as hell. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute. That was pretty great.
When I'm with you, everything gets hazy. You might imagine I'm a little bit crazy. It could be true that I'm not quite right, but you're rent-free in my head both day or night. The dam is broken, it's all flowing out. Maybe I've been spoken to. What could be your doubt? Baby, I don't wanna make you feel sus, and I know I probably am, but there's just something magical about us. I know you understand. I'm running so I don't miss the bus. You make me wanna be a better man. Just so damn loud in this big spinning world. I just need you. I just need you, girl. I'm not proud, but I'm damn sure real. It's just how you're making me feel. I'm not weak, but my knees are shaking. It's how I tell my heart's not faking. Oh, baby, I don't wanna make you feel such, and I know I probably am, but there's just something magical about us. I know you understand. I'm running so I don't miss the bus. You make me wanna be a better man. I'm never gonna stop giving you what I got. I never want you to feel a single raindrop. You'll never wonder if I'm gonna love you right, because I'm gonna be there every damn night. Oh, baby, I don't wanna make you feel sus, and I know I probably am, but there's just something magical about us. I know you understand. I'm running so I don't miss the bus. You make me wanna be a better man.
No, we're still here. We were just jaw jacking, still talking about some other stuff there. Anyway, we're going to move past that now because I've got this to do today.
Lay it on me, Scat Cat.
Yeah, let's do it. Where's it at? Looks like it got moved around. Here it is.
Rockwell.
Yeah, now we can do it.
Oh, that ain't funny.
Might be.
It always is.
I don't know.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory. It's the worst news you could ever hear.
Luke
Things just
Shoemaker.
like this make
It
you
is, in
fear.
fact.
Lying lunch on a dumb guy's knee, or a big hard fuck drowning some money. Why you laughing? Why you laughing? This shit ain't funny.
Well,
This shit ain't funny.
if you laugh,
This shit ain't
yeah,
funny.
you just may have to check your soul. But a couple things here that are not the good news that you want, but you still want to hear it. This is what happens sometimes. A millionaire Texas ranch realtor was gored to death by a massive buffalo that he was stalking while on a hunting trip in South Africa. The hunter becomes the hunted. His name is, or was, Asher Watkins, 52. He was tracking a 1.3 ton Cape buffalo. So what's that?
6,000 pounds.
2,500 pounds, whatever. Yeah. When the beast charged him, killing him instantly. The safari that organized the trip said, "It's with deep sadness and heavy hearts we confirm the death of our client and friend Asher Watkins from the United States. He was tracking it together with one of our professional hunters and one of our trackers. It's a devastating incident." Yeah, because it shows you're not very good as a guide, to be honest with you. His mom and stepdad were waiting for him at a safari lodge when the incident unfolded.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He was the head of the Watkins Ranch Group, a big brokerage that sells multi-million-dollar ranches in Texas, Oklahoma, and here in Arkansas.
I heard they had a spot come open.
Stop it, man. The rancher was active in the Dallas Safari Club and hunted birds and other wildlife, according to social media posts. But he was raised in Dallas, where he worked on his family's hunting and cattle ranch. But yeah, I guess look, there he is holding a big mountain lion that he took out. That's a big one, too. That's a pretty good sized mountain lion right there.
Big size cat.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a realtor. You want to go on a buffalo hunt?
No.
Come on.
No,
go with the turkey.
Nah,
I'll keep you safe.
No, I don't even. We don't even have any of those here.
We'll go to Africa.
No, we're definitely not going to Africa.
EATP, African Safari
That would
Hunt.
be great. That would be great. Brad said, "I've never listened to Bobby Bones. No relation to Coach Bones of the Wise Guys." No, definitely not at
Let's
all.
hope not.
All right, let's see. This is lighting engineer to the stars Mark Gibbon has been in a relationship with his own daughter-in-law, who he's now accused of trying to drown in a swimming pool near Disney World.
Oh, no. Were they at a Coldplay concert?
I don't.
How'd they get caught?
I don't know. No, definitely not. First of all, you don't want to drown here, and it's a small world after all. That's the worst way to get drowned, is hearing any Disney song.
I don't know. I might pick drowning after hearing it a few times over.
Well, no, I would definitely take myself out. But the 62-year-old who has put on lighting for Mick Jagger, Ed Sheeran, staying with family at the Solterra Resort in Florida when an argument broke out over a will. Gibbon, a granddad, allegedly tried to push his daughter-in-law underwater. His 9-year-old granddaughter attempted to save her and jumped in the pool, but he pushed her away. It was revealed that Gibbon and Miss Wild had been in a relationship for the last 2 years after both their marriages broke down. Now, this is some weird. You're going from grandpa to the dude banging my mom? That's real weird. That's real weird. Said they've been in a relationship for 2 years after both their marriages broke down. She had 2 kids with Gibbon's son Alex, who is estranged from his father. Well, no doubt. I can't imagine why. The father and son duo had worked together at the lighting company. A source said Mark and Jasmine had been seeing each other for a few years but never admitted it. Alex and his dad didn't speak at all. There have been a number of issues in the family. Yeah, least of which is you're dating your former daughter-in-law, my ex-wife, you bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a real swell dad right
Imagine
there.
splitting up with your woman and your dad hooking up with her.
No, man. I'm killing,
What the hell?
I'm definitely killing my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to die. I'm sorry. You're going to have to die, Dad. Yeah, Alex and his dad don't speak at all. There have been a number of issues within the family. So,
I think.
yeah. Mark and Jasmine do an awful lot together, and they go away on holidays with the kids a couple times every year. She's always around his house, has a place of her own, but she's nearly always with Mark.
They do a lot together.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, I think you know like what. I'm guessing he must have some money.
Apparently.
That would be my guess. She seems like a fairly attractive young
The
woman.
Belichick effect.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right about that, man. I saw that. Man, that chick's crazy, yo. That girl she's batshit crazy.
Like Amber Heard.
Yeah, like Amber Heard. That kind. She literally she did some kind of show where she called in and did an interview. And she said, when she started the call, she said, yeah, this is the president of your universe. I'm like, who the hell are you? Because you're hooked up with Belichick? Like, he's seconds from dying.
And she's seconds from being loaded.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Will she get money from him? Maybe.
It depends on how good she's throwing it to him, you know?
Is that what it means?
Yeah,
You think that's what it?
absolutely.
Let me ask you a question. Let's break this down because we're terrible men, and men are horrible. So let's say you have kids, okay, who are adults, and you maybe other family members, whatever, siblings, let's say, and you're rich, and you're in the twilight, you're in the last, let's say, 10 years of your life, and you've got this high class wife.
Yeah, dude.
Do you leave her set up no matter what? Do you leave your family set up? What do you do? Is it?
If you got enough, split it. Set them all up. Everybody that's close to you, your
Yeah.
woman, your family, fix everybody up.
It seems like that would be the way to go.
I mean, that's my thing.
Yeah.
Fix them all up.
Who was it? Not.
There's enough to go around. One person don't need more than they could ever spend.
It was Casey Kasem. That there was a big.
America's top 40.
They lost his body temporarily, but that there was a big argument over how that was going to be done. Because the current wife and the kids weren't. They weren't in a good place.
They lost his body.
Yeah,
I don't know that I've seen that.
Yeah, they did for a minute.
Scooby and the gang go and
That's what
find
they
it.
did. Yeah. If you don't know, Casey Kasem was a real popular radio host. He also was the voice of a lot of cartoons, including Shaggy on Scooby-Doo. Yeah, but he was the guy with, I'm Casey Kasem, and now a long-distance dedication from a boy to his dog. Dear Fido.
Yeah.
It's
you
that
do
guy.
that too well.
Yeah, I did it a lot when I was a kid.
Add a little bit of gravel to it, and you got Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Your wife's got a fine ass.
Yeah, when he says, I'd love to say Andy fought the good fight and the sisters let him be, but prison is no fairy tale world.
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah. What a great movie. Are you ready for the sequel to that?
I'd have to watch the first one again.
No, I'm kidding. There's never going to be a sequel to that. Not with those guys in it. For sure. I'm just saying, these days that's all they do are sequels. So they need to start doing sequels that aren't even possible.
They're out of movies.
Yeah, they're just out of creative ideas. They need to let the AI
they've
take
done it
over
all.
or something. They got rid of the Weinsteins and all them. So, he was a creep, but he made good movies.
Yeah.
That's facts. He did make good movies. All right. So I do want to mention, follow Jay Sorsby. Go over on social media. You can find him on Facebook. You can go to his YouTube channel. He's got a great YouTube channel if you're into motorcycles and all things motorcycle. He has a great channel. I hope that you'll go over there and follow him. We had this conversation already. How much do you tip after you die? Jay said.
10%.
Yeah, that's funny. How much do you tip after you die? That's great. Brandon said she had the young calf. Now she wants the old bull. It's kind of the opposite of Step Brothers, right? Right now, I got you there.
I want to shout out Little Doggy.
Yeah.
He's got these words of encouragement just about every day.
He does.
He said, "You are stronger than you could ever imagine. You are worthy. You are loved." There's always somebody that needs to hear that.
That is true.
And Mike is the goat of doing this.
Man, he
because
does.
There was a couple of videos popped up on his TikTok not long after I got hurt and hit by lightning, was just kind of
Yeah.
down and was just kind of pissed off at the world.
Yeah.
And I'd see a couple of those pop up from little doggy. It's like, man, I needed to hear that today. I appreciate that. Well, so shout out Mike Woodall.
Yeah, you know what? I've known him since probably fourth grade, and he would not like you to know this, but he probably has one of the biggest hearts of anybody I know.
He does, and,
I mean, he really
it shows.
does.
He
Yeah.
can't hide it.
He tries though. He tries to. Not very well, but he does. What can we promote for you today, man?
Oh man, as always, Hartman Weather. If you're in one of my 4 counties, Logan County, Johnson County, Yell County, Franklin County, jump over there, follow us for all of your weather coverage, forecast, live weather coverage, storms break out. We're on there. We're actually doing a raffle for a Ruger 380 this week, drawing on Friday. So jump over to my page or send me a PM if you want to get some raffle tickets for that.
What are the 4 counties again?
Johnson, Logan, Yell, and Franklin. So Dardanelle,
What do you think the average chicklet count per county is there?
3.17.
Okay, fair enough. But no, it's great that you have that because you're in that weather gap, right?
Yeah, we're in that gap where once storms get to us, Fort Smith doesn't care anymore because it's no longer a problem for them. We're too far west of Little Rock for them to pick up on it just yet.
Right.
So we've got a lapse in coverage, and I hear that all the time. We've got 1.6 thousand people in there now that are all local that support us. We've got between 10 and 12 local businesses that are sponsoring us that
Yeah.
help us out with the cost of running everything, and that's kind of why we do some of the raffles and whatnot, just to help generate a little bit of money. I don't pocket any money from doing it. I just want to be able to keep it running without it dipping in my pocket.
Right, obviously.
I
yeah.
don't care to cover the weather and tell you what the weather's going to do, but I shouldn't have to pay to do that.
Right,
So
no,
if y'all
I
pay
think-
for it, I'll do it.
I think that's fair. I think that's
And,
fair.
you know,
Now,
that's-
what about your tactical channel?
Tactical channel has been down for a little bit since I've been down. I haven't really been out shooting much. Shame
But you
on
have
me.
a lot of content that people who haven't seen it can go look at.
You can holler at us over at on YouTube at The Tactical Turkey, or we're on TikTok. My TikTok actually has more followers than the YouTube channel, or The Tactical Turkey on Facebook. We're everywhere.
Yeah, and so if you like outdoors or if you like guns, weapons and seeing how they operate, how they work, what they do. If you're comparing and contrasting different weapons,
If you ever wanted to shoot something that you don't have access to, some of your big bore, handguns, your 500 Smith & Wesson, or a big rifle, a 50 BMG, I wanted to shoot one of those for years. Didn't know anybody that had one, so I bought one.
yeah,
Now I'm the guy. You want to shoot one, come out, check
Yeah.
it out. I've wanted to do a segment on my YouTube channel for forever and call it Average Joe's, of just taking your normal everyday dudes and putting them on some of these big guns and filming the reaction.
well, we might, maybe we can work that out. I got an idea for that. Let me give some more flowers to Mike real quick. Tasha Mack said, I love little doggy. He's helped me out of some dark spaces. Brandon said, I love him too. He's one of my best friends in just a few months of knowing him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just good people, man.
He's
Like I
that
said,
dude.
I've known him for, my God, since like fourth grade, and we've been friends for a very long time. He's one of the biggest hearts of anybody I know. So yeah, he's a great human, and shout him out when you can. Little doggy, go visit him on social media. You'll always come away with a smile. That's for
I
sure.
think he's trying to relaunch his seasoning spice ordeal.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
I've been seeing some stuff on his Facebook, and I
Yeah.
told him if he does a bottle of hot, I want the first one.
Okay, all right. Brad said I shot a gun once. Well, you could shoot a gun again if you
Come see
want
me.
to. Yeah. We need to do kind of like we're doing for the Mario Kart. Maybe we need to create an event in the future and let people register, sign up, and we'll do a big range day, a PATP range day again.
Absolutely.
Where everybody can come out and enjoy it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I need to get back out on the range now that I'm back mobile again, and I need to go out and do some shooting. waiting for it to cool off just a little bit. If this
Yeah,
temperature
no,
ever
it's-
breaks, I'm going to be back out there hot and heavy.
It's
So,
too hot to do anything but walk inside.
you know, we had Rich Rockwell shooting some big guns, and he's a city girl from Michigan.
Oh
so.
no, that's man. He was very intimidated by many of those.
He
weapons.
was big time out of his comfort zone, but
he did it.
He did it. He come through and tried it. You know, and if you're not comfortable shooting a gun, hey, you know, I'll work with you one-on-one. I'll show you the ins and outs, what to do, what not to do, how to do it. You know, even Tasha Mack shot my 50 BMG.
Yeah.
She was scared to death of it, afraid it was going to knock her head off. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And I set her up. She shot it. Absolutely loved it. So.
Yeah, you know, I mean, look, John McClane's not around anymore. You got to be your own John McClane.
Yeah, you got the tactical turkey now.
Yeah, so you got to find a way to you know take care of these. I mean, what's going to happen if a terrorist shows up and you're not ready? I mean, they could show up anytime, man.
Yeah, or the aliens.
The aliens could show up. Yeah, I don't
They're
know.
coming. You know,
They're
they're on the way.
I mean, according to that one guy from formerly of NASA.
Yeah, that one dude.
Yeah, he says that that's a spaceship.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is or not. Maybe it is.
Maybe they'll land and fix everything. But if they want to pull up and throw the stank eye, we'll go for it.
I'd say he's full of shit. But you know, the problem is he might be telling the truth because I couldn't believe our government, if they were on the way, that they're going to tell us.
No.
They're not going to tell us because you know what would happen. So if you know, he may be right. So I can't completely discount what he's saying.
If he was too right, somebody would have Epsteined him.
I don't know what that means. Brad said, never been a hunter. Dad was a fisherman, not a hunter. Yeah, I was not a hunter either. I did fish when I was younger. I don't do either of them now, but I certainly have an amazing amount of respect for people who do because, to be honest with you, they're like frontline guardians of the land that we live on.
Yeah, if we get invaded, then yeah, your front line force is going to be rednecks like me.
Well, but I mean, what I mean by that is true also. That's funny. What I mean is they're the guardians. They take care of the land. They make sure that things are being done. You know, I mean, you don't want boars. You don't want deer with, the wasting diseases.
Yep.
Those type of things are very, very deadly for an ecosystem and can cause so many problems. So hunters solve and alleviate that problem.
And I know several.
And it's much more humane than them dying by wasting away.
I know several people that are big in the gun world that are not hunters. You don't have to be a hunter to come out and enjoy some firearms.
No, some people just like them.
There's something about that adrenaline rush and that shockwave hits you in the face, man. It's better than anything. It's the greatest feeling ever.
It is cool to blow shit up.
Yes, it is.
I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool.
Man, that fireball out there at the range that day.
Man, that was amazing, man. I mean, and we felt it from I don't know how many.
We were 200 yards
Yeah,
back.
200 yards back and still felt it.
I found another video of that I didn't know I had. Apparently, we'd set a GoPro up right close to it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I forgot about it. And if you run that in slow-mo, before that spark ever ignites, you can see the wave come across the grass. You can
Oh,
see
yeah.
the shockwave
That's
coming.
cool,
You can see
man.
all the trees kind of blow back.
That's dope.
And then you get the fireball effect and all that.
That's
So, yeah.
awesome, man. You should just clip that part out and post it somewhere.
Yeah, I'll put it
That'd
up
be
on the
cool.
page.
All right. Well, you know what? I think we're going to wrap it up for the day. Thank you for coming in and hanging out, man.
I'm always down to come in.
All right, man. Well, I'll talk to you guys.
See you guys.
Next time.